All right, team, gather round. Welcome to today's tape session. I'm your head coach for the Cambridge AS level of Afrikaans exam, and today we are diving deep into the film room for this explainer. We're looking straight at the topic conversation, expressing and defending points of view component. This right here is our championship game, folks. Today, we're doing a full pre-game scouting report on the examiner's defensive strategies, the marking rubrics. I'm going to show you two classic player profiles we see on tape all the time. Alex, who's got that heavy defense but totally lacks open-ended essay speed, and Sam, our fast attacker who gets super sloppy on command words. We are going to fix both of those bad habits today, so you stop dropping easy marks. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our playbook for today. First, we'll cover the core principles, then move into technical methodology, hit critical analysis and evaluation, and finally wrap up with the top examiner warnings. Let's go. So right off the bat, let's address the elephant in the room. Look at this question straight from the senior examiner's scouting notes. Why do students find evaluating evidence and drawing conclusions so hard? I mean, this is the exact hurdle that trips up thousands of candidates every single year. It's like dropping the ball on the 1-yard line. Evaluating evidence in a second language isn't just about knowing vocabulary. It's about high-level cognitive processing under intense game day time pressure. It's tough, for sure, but that's exactly the challenge we are going to solve for you right now. All right, Section 1, Core Principles. The foundation of the topic conversation is built on what examiners call a theoretical architecture. Now, what does that actually mean when you're out there on the field? It means your arguments absolutely must rely on precise definitions and clear causal relationships. You literally can't just list facts and expect to score. Think of our player Alex. Alex tries to memorize definitions but doesn't connect them. But here's the real secret to unlocking those significantly higher marks: integration. The principal examiner reports consistently highlight that the MVP candidates, the ones who reference cross-topic connections and transfer connected conceptual understanding to entirely unfamiliar contexts, are the ones taking home the top bands. You have to show you see the whole field, the big picture. And this brilliantly illustrates our target zones. We've got 3 distinct cognitive domains targeted by the assessment objectives. First up, knowledge and understanding. Can you grasp the fundamental principles of the topic? That's your basic blocking and tackling. Second, analysis. Can you interpret data and see how different elements relate to one another? And finally, the highest tier, the absolute game changer, evaluation. Can you critically assess the evidence in front of you and draw sound, justified conclusions? Successful candidates don't just sit in the first row and memorize. They demonstrate elite competence across all 3 zones. Moving on to Section 2, Technical Methodology. Okay, when you're presented with a complex problem in the exam, you need a systematic, standardized procedural framework, a set play. Here is the exact sequence you must use under exam conditions. First, deconstruct the question. Find out what they're actually asking. Second, extract the relevant data from the stimulus materials. Third, select your analytical framework. Fourth, execute with clear, logical notation. Fifth, verify your results make sense. And sixth, present the whole shebang using the correct Afrikaans terminology. Sam usually skips right to step 6 and messes it up. Don't be like Sam. Memorize this sequence, guys. It is your safety harness. This brings us to a concept I want you to burn into your brain right now: the method mark strategy. Look, process equals points. Cambridge examiners award marks not just for that final, polished conclusion, but for the logical steps you took to get there. By documenting your thought process step by step on the page, you are actively banking points along the way. You're proving to the examiner that you understand the underlying mechanics of the play. Even if you fumble the final answer, showing your working process keeps you in the game. Let's pivot to Section 3, Critical Analysis and Evaluation. Time out. Whistle blown. Listen up, team. If you want to stay at the top of the league table this exam season, subscribe to Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams and enable all notifications right now. Okay, let's get back to the tape. Say Alex and Sam hit a roadblock trying to counter an intricate evaluation prompt. So the crucial point is that when you're asked to compare approaches or viewpoints, you can't just list how things are the same. A true comparative analysis requires identifying both similarities and differences. But wait, you can't stop there. You must use appropriate comparative connectives in Afrikaans, actively support every single comparison with hard evidence from the text, and draw conclusions about their relative importance. This is where we draw a tactical playbook play on the board using the PEL formula: point, evidence, explain, link. Use that to clear the path and structure your execution. When you evaluate evidence quality, you're basically operating on descriptive, analytical, and evaluative levels all at the exact same time. It's heavy lifting. To justify a recommendation, you need to spot the gaps, identify the limitations of the evidence provided. Ask yourself, what assumptions are being made by the author here? Are there alternative interpretations of this data? And most importantly, how do those alternatives actually affect the final conclusions? This is exactly what Cambridge means by justified recommendations. You are actively stress testing the information to see if it holds up under pressure. All right, entering the final quarter, Section 4, Top Examiner Warnings. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is it's a direct, glaring alert from the very people refereeing your game, the examiners. Listen to this. Students lose marks by not showing they're working. This is a massive penalty, folks. Even if your final conclusion completely misses the mark, demonstrating your analytical process with clear notation can literally save you through method marks. Your working out is your ultimate safety net. It's the ultimate defensive play. Never, ever skip it just to save a few seconds on the clock. Let's move to and see how this builds into the top 3 specific pitfalls students make, pulled straight from the grading rubrics. Think of this as spotting the penalty on the tape. Mistake number 1, confusing cause and effects. You've got to be absolutely precise about what triggers a consequence. Mistake number 2, forgetting to check format and presentation. Are you structurally presenting your argument the way the prompt actually asked? And mistake number 3, providing generic answers. If your response isn't directly tied to the specific context of the stimulus material, you will not get the marks. I don't care how beautifully written your Afrikaans is. If it's not in context, it's a turnover. To help you lock in these key frameworks before exam day, here is a highly recommended memory hack straight from the coaching staff. Take the first letters of the key terms we've discussed today, like deconstruct, extract, select, execute, verify, present, and create your own Afrikaans mnemonic. Having a mental trigger will stop you from freezing up in the middle of the exam and ensure you follow the standardized sequence when the clock is ticking down. Knowledge is only potential power until you apply it on the field. The single best way to perfect the methodology we've covered today is to dive immediately into past paper questions. Run the drills. Don't just practice speaking or writing aimlessly. Practice the specific process of extracting data, forming comparative analyses, and writing out your method. Like Alex and Sam optimizing their full mark answer string after reviewing the tape, you need to train how you fight. Get those reps in. Which leaves us with one final provocative question to consider. How will you adapt your study strategy today to ensure you secure every single method mark on your next past paper? The Championship Game Day preparation checklist is right in front of you. Take these examiner insights, apply the process, and go claim those marks. Before you hit the locker room, make sure you subscribe to Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams, click that notification bell, and leave a comment down below with your current tier and your goal grade. Thank you for joining me in this film room explainer, and let's go ace those exams.